Mike Pearson, welcome to the Oval. How does it feel to be a Carnarvon Town player?
Very good, yeah, I'm really excited to get going. As soon as I got the call from Sean, it was a no-brainer for me really. You know, I've known Sean quite a long time, since we were young boys, so they had a great year last year, and I'm hoping I can add to the squad.
Good. And you said you know Sean, you've known Sean for a while. You used to play with him for Oldham?
That's right, yeah, we both left school at 16 and moved up to Oldham, so obviously from there we went on and played with the youth team together and lived together for 2 years. So yeah, you know, ever since we were young boys, we've known each other pretty well.
So you know all about restriction.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah?
one or two. I know one or two.
You missed our matches with Llandudno last season. I'm sure you'd have been disappointed with that, but you were here. What did you think of the atmosphere, the crowd? What do you know about the club?
Obviously, the club have got a great reputation in the league. I think, you know, the fact that they're in the Welsh Premier League it's always a lovely place to come with the fans and the atmosphere that they bring. So, unfortunately, yeah, I missed the games here last year, but I'm really looking forward to playing in front of them this year.
Great. And finally, any other players that you know already and you've played with?
Yeah, I know a few of the boys. Obviously, good friends with Gaz Evo as well, and obviously played against a lot of them over the years in the Welsh League. So, yeah, I'm excited to meet them. Excited to get going, and you know, hopefully we'll have a good season.
And finally, really now, out of all the players you haven't played with, who are you looking forward to playing with most?
Good question. I'd probably say Dazza up top. I think my brother's played with him in the past. I've heard good things, so yeah, hopefully we can link up well and he can put a few in the back of the net.
With the Covey Messi then, yeah?
Definitely.
Brilliant. Diolch yn fawr, and bob lwc i chdi yn y clwb.
Diolch.
Noswaith dda, Sean.
Paul.
Tro cyntaf ni gael catch-up dros yr ha. And you've brought in your first signing of the summer, Mike Pearson.
Yeah.
Why did you bring Mike in?
To be fair, I've known him for many years, Mike, and you know, I think the first thing that struck me was I know what he's capable of. You know, he's maybe had maybe parts in seasons like in the past where he struggled, maybe like a little bit of injury, but I know speaking to him, like, you know, having a heart-to-heart sort of like conversation, he was probably disappointed, you know, as an individual as to how last season went. And to be honest, you don't become a bad player, you know, overnight. And I know what Mike can bring to this team. You know, he's a leader. He's got a wealth of experience, and he's someone that I can hang my hat on. I said it once or twice last year with a few of the boys, maybe like the likes of you know, Jamie Breeze up top, and you know, a Gaz Evans, a Gaz Edwards. You know, lads that I can sort of look to. You know, in difficult situations, and I think Mike is certainly one of them players. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he gels with the team. You know, I really hope he's received well. You know, with the Covey Army. You know, this evening or you know, tomorrow, whenever the release is. I'm sure he will. You know, great lad off the field as well. And yeah, you know, just really happy to get him over the line. You know, obviously, like with Llandudno going down, and the Hughes Gray Alliance becoming a very, very strong league. You know, I know Llandudno, we're very keen on retaining him. One or two other clubs were interested, like, to be fair, but I sort of put it in early with Mike, to be fair, you know, gathered his thoughts, and yeah, like I said, you know, just really, really happy to get him over the line, and looking forward to working with him for the upcoming season.
I know that it's become a bit of a cliche, Sean, that I know players have to be a certain fit for the club. But it is true, since you come in, you are looking for certain types of players and personalities. But I know you know Mike quite well, so you know it's not going to be it's not a chance that you've brought him in. You believe he's going to gel in immediately.
It's a great point, Paul. I mean, you are going to have, you know, maybe like the ones on social media that will go, oh, you know, Urge is bringing another one of his mates in and that, but. You know, they said the same about Gaz Evans, and you know what people don't realise is what they offer on the field. Gaz Evans played the most minutes for us last year. He played just under 3,000 minutes. You know, one for stats, as you probably well know. Like, but he played the most minutes for us. And like you said, you know, I've got a supportive group of mates off the field. You know, there is life away from Carnarvon Town, and you know, Mike was injured like for the first 2 games, but I remember just having a beer in the bar, and he said, you know, that the not necessarily the expectation, but to play in front of this atmosphere, you know, it does bring an element of pressure, but you know, you want people, you know, involved in your group and the team and the management, etc. That are embracing that week in and week out. And you know, the Carnarvon people, they're passionate people. You know, I'm a passionate coach as well, and you know, I feel as though it's, you know, it's quite a good mix. And we didn't have too bad of a season last year, like, to be fair. And you know, that was based solely on sticking together. You know, just simple principles. You know, working hard week in and week out, and basically coming off the field with no regrets. And you know, I look at it, and we've got good leaders in the team, and Mike will just add to that. You know, he's played in Europe on a couple of occasions. You know, like I said, you know, earlier, when times get hard, you know, and we're maybe under the cosh a little bit, you know, I'm maybe looking to the likes of Mike and Gaz Edwards, Joe Williams, you know, everyone like that to pull us out of that trench, like, really. And there was a number of occasions this year where that happened. You know, we've got a year's experience now under our belt. The biggest challenge for us this year is that second season syndrome, you know, as it is in inverted commas. We want to erase that straight away. But, you know, the fans, you know, even speaking to a few online, etc., you know, they're buzzing, you know, for the season. And maybe if we can go one better, you know, in the Europa League playoffs, that'll be fantastic. But, you know, we're going to stick to the same. We're going to take it a game at a time, split our season up into two, you know, have the first 22 games and see where we are, you know, in January. And, you know, Mike's going to play a massive part in that, hopefully.
And I assume that you and Alan and the backroom staff have, you know, you've been looking at all sorts of players coming in.
Yeah,
so
we have.
I don't think Mike is going to be the last one over the summer.
I can guarantee you Mike won't be the last one. It's a great start for us. You know, like I said, Mike's you know, he's a good quality player. I think the fans will take to him, you know, straight away. And like I said, he's a great lad off the field too. We've been in negotiations with four more. And two of them are dead certainties, and you know, and they'll be revealed next week. Hoping to get the other two over the line if we can. But you know, it's silly season, unfortunately. You know, it's quite funny. You know, with Fish now starting his A licence, Bix is down there with him as one of the mentors, and yeah, it's quite funny. It's the texts have been coming in unison, really. To be fair, I'll get a message off Fish and then a message off Bix like half an hour later. So yeah, I've assured them that I'm holding the fort. You know, we managed to get the pre-season schedule organised. I basically spoke to every non-contract player and contracted player, and they're all done and dusted. You know, I'll mention you know, Reece Roberts and Kev, who you know, unfortunately, I think are retiring this year. There's been no concrete. Well, to be fair, Reece has been no concrete decision from Kev yet, but everyone knows what he's like. He's like a boomerang, to be honest. But no, they've been fantastic servants for me. They've been fantastic servants for the Welsh game, certainly domestically, you know, as well. And you know, we've got our end of season trip tomorrow in Dublin, and I'm sure we'll have a couple of Guinnesses over there and reminisce about stories, etc. Obviously, Leo's gone back to Wrexham, you know, as well. It's one that we wanted to pursue, you know, for pre-season. And again, you know, sort of never say never. But I think with the performances that Leo churned out for both Llandudno and Carnarvon, certainly he finished the season strongly here. I know there was a lot of interest from maybe like the Northwest-based clubs, Conference North. So I know Leo's going to be hot property, but the three of them have been absolutely different class. They were last year, and you know, even speaking to the lads that have been here for a while, you know, they said about the fresh faces coming in. You know, that's what we want to do now. We want to freshen things up. We're not the new kids on the block, you know, anymore. So teams are going to be asking us questions, and we got to come up with the answers. But it's all part and parcel of management, and it's all part and parcel of playing for Carnarvon Town. You know, we thrive on that pressure.
Ac yn olaf, Sean, the usual Cymraeg.
Cymraeg, yeah. They won't dip in bach.
Mond dipyn bach, ie. Faint hapus wyt ti bo Mike efo ni o?
Dwi'n wrth fy modd hefo'r, you know, hefo'r Mike yn dewch I mewn. Dwi'n meddwl bod y cefnogwyr yn, dwi'n meddwl bod mae'n lygu fo, sort of virtually sort of straight away. You know, mae'n chwaraewyr yn, you know, digon da. Like I said, bags of experience, and yeah, dwi'n edrych ymlaen i'r Mike I chwarae'r cofis a os in front ymlaen.
Ymlaen.
Ymlaen. Chwarae ymlaen y Cofi Army.
Na fo. Ac we'll see you next week maybe for another one of these with maybe 1 or 2 signings.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah?
sure. That'll be next week. And by the way, this is the new apparel.
Yeah.
So this is a little thing for Pete from the club shop. Available in the club shop in children's sizes and adult sizes,
Yes,
I believe.
that's right, yeah.
This is a large. You know, I've got Mike's wedding coming up, so I might be an XL after that. But this is quite a snug fit. Half sips available. Third kit, I believe, in the pipeline.
It's very snug.
It is very snug. Thank you for that, mate. And then you're getting a new camera as well, so that won't do me any favours. But yeah, available in the new shop. So you know, if you're watching on Facebook later on or whatever, get your comments in, get your orders in. So Pete, I've done you a favour there, so you owe me a £5.
Diolch yn fawr.
Dim problem, diolch.